I would like to get a volunteer from the audience. Somebody, anybody interested? For the whole audience, anybody? I got somebody in the back. Somebody in the back. Richard, come on up. Coming up to the stage. You are the lucky volunteer for the audience participation portion of the show. Here you go, sir. Everybody give a warm welcome to Mr. Eli Roth, King of Torture Porn!
I thought I did torture porn. These girls were unbelievable. That fucking hurt. Christ! I'm so fucking happy to be here back at the Draft House. It's so great to be back. Thank you so much for having me. It's fucking awesome. You know, and I gotta say, you guys, this is only the third time we've screened the film. We had one screening in San Francisco. I missed the screening in Chicago, and I've been so, this is like, for me, the big one. This is the one I've been waiting for, because we did Cabin Fever here at midnight, and then, of course, Fantastic Fest. You guys saw an early cut of Hostel, and other than the hundreds and thousands of cocksuckers who are downloading a shitty rough cut work print of my film on the internet as we speak, you guys are getting to see it for real, and so it makes me really happy to fucking watch it with you guys. So this is it feels like the real premiere. It's funny with dealing with the ratings board, they're like, I was like, you know, obviously the scissors on the dick was the big thing to argue for, and they were like, well, Eli, we've never seen that before, and I go, well, you know, that's why people like me, because I come up with original shit, you know, and I said, well, you know, last time we had a close-up of an eye, and it was just fucking, you see the scissors come up and snip it out and all the goo, I mean, what's the difference? And they're like, well, there's a slight difference. And I went, well, you don't see the head, so it's not full front. I was like a whole, like, argument, and I'm like, guys, eventually I just went, guys, I'm running out of body parts, what can I tell you? And they're like, yeah, good point. The Lorna scene was the scene that really got them. Because I really had Mrs. Bathory like really seriously masturbating with the blood, and they're like, they didn't even know what to fucking make of that. They were like, we've never seen anything like this. We have no frame of reference. It was like, yes, but history tells us that Elizabeth Bathory, you know, I pulled all that shit out of my ass, and it was like, it was really funny because they were like, it was like, it's really too sexual. She can't be getting off the violence. I was like, well, I think the thing that people really liked about the first movie is the very concept that people were, you know, the violence has become a substitute for sex. These people are so disconnected from themselves that violence now, it's violence as a sexual act. So I gotta have some of that in there. And they're like, well, you can't touch her breast. So it's like, it's almost like, it's so weird. It's like if she touches her nipple, it's sexual, but then past her nipple, it's not sexual. It's like, no, then she's taking a bath. So You know, but I told them, the interesting thing was they said, you know, they were actually great. Like, I really had a good, it wasn't like we were fighting, it wasn't we were arguing. And by the way, in other countries, you don't get that luxury. Like, the first Hostel never played in Japan. They wouldn't show it in theaters, yeah. First Hostel 1 did not show in theaters in Japan. You know why? Because a Japanese girl has her face blowtorched off for like a third of the movie, and it was done by an American. And they said, nope, sorry. Not even like recutting or redubbing in Thai or any of that stuff. They're like, nope, sorry.
Well, do Miike's films get theatrical over there?
It's a Japanese person doing it to a Japanese person. Done by an American to a Japanese person. No. They wouldn't, and like Singapore, they wouldn't show it. Ukraine, they wouldn't show it. In Germany, they just cut violence. I mean, there's no, it's a government, in Germany, by the way, I'm fighting them with Germany, they were like, you have children playing soccer just ahead. I mean, they're like, and I'm like, aren't you the ones who made furniture out of my fucking relatives? But I don't get to say that. It's like, there's a government censor board. Probably a good thing they don't put me before the German censors. But literally, it's like the MPAA, I know filmmakers love to bitch about them. They're great. Like, it really is the only, I mean, from where I'm sitting, it's the only kind of system where you can actually have a discussion with them. And they'll listen to you, and you can resubmit and go back and forth. I mean, there's no other country that I get to do that. And I know that the filmmakers, you know, over here get nailed on sexuality, and they're like, well, in Europe, well, it's the opposite for me. Here I get away with violence, but everywhere else in the world, you know, even with an 18 rating, they're like, take that out, and there's no argument, there's no discussion. It's like, take it out or it's not going to theaters. Or sometimes just not at all. I talked to Edgar, and I'm kind of writing it just to have it in my back pocket, but we talked about doing Thanksgiving and Don't, if they want to do Grindhouse too. We got to let the Weinsteins figure out Grindhouse and releasing it internationally and get that done and kind of let them get that together. But I said that if we're going to do it, we should do it like Dogma 95, make it like a new rule like Dog Shit 2005, where we have to, like, you have to shoot it for $1 million in 5 days with no rehearsals, and if you're shooting a high school scene, no one under 25 can play a high school student. But I just want another excuse to go, white week, dog week. Thanksgiving. Yeah, but I'm actually writing it now with my brother Gabe. I'm gonna write a whole movie of fake trailers called Trailer Trash. And I want to make a movie like 25 things, like literally I want to make it like Borat or Jackass or like a Monty Python movie. I have a great way to string together involving a monkey, and it'll be fucking, it'll literally be the most sophomoric, silly, just retarded movie ever made. I just want it to be totally ridiculous and fun and stupid and silly.
Well, I thought that was the fun part. I mean, the thing that like evolved from the last film is that you were much more involved in giving fantasies to these killers, you know, because like I love the filleting guy who's just sitting there eating a piece.
You know who that is? Miike and Deodato, director of Cannibal Holocaust, as the cannibal eating Miroslav.
How come you didn't give Miike an actual cutting scene
well,
in the first one?
With Miike, I love the way he comes out and he's just like, you could spend all your money in there. It was all like, we didn't, you know, we knew what happened, but I liked him. I knew you know, at the first time it was like, you know, I just thought it'd be so cool to have him come out like he's a client just walking out and you happen to see him in there. I felt like the gore would be kind of, you know, it's what you'd expect to see with Miike. But I wanted the camera, we're like, is that fucking Miike? Oh my god. And then you see him as himself in the credits. But with Dave, I was like, okay, well, how am I going to fucking top the Miike cameo? I was like, okay, I got to get another director. And I was like, okay, we'll get Deodato. Because I met him when I was in Rome, and he was so fucking funny. And Deodato just told the best fucking stories. He was like, you know, he told stories about like, I was like, asking him about Ultimo Mondo Cannibale, and you know, I'd be like, Ruggiero, we gotta do one more take. There's just some noise in the hall. It's like, Ellie, come on, Ellie. You could tell me, what's so wrong? I'm like, no, you were great. There was, I do the same thing. Come on, what's wrong with me? No, there's nothing wrong. No. I do the same thing to the actors. They fuck up. I go, oh, he's making the noise. Oh, he's sick. I'm so sorry. He had all these fucking tricks. He told me that he would, like, when an actor shows up, like the actor would come on set and he would not acknowledge the actor, and he'd start fucking screaming, going, you motherfucker! You get the fuck! You get the fuck out this set, you motherfucker! You fucking piece of shit! You never work for me! You fucking fired! Hey, good to see you, so nice. Come on, everything okay? Your flight okay? He's like, they're like, oh, they're so scared they do anything you tell them.